come on. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy high noon. What a week this has been. Tony and I were just talking on the pre-show meeting about these past 3 weeks and how intense they've been for us. It's been a super busy stretch. Not complaining. Lots of great stuff happening, but we're both burnt to a crisp, and the weekend is coming just in time to save both of us and get a little sleep and recharge the battery. But hope everybody's feeling great today. Boy, I love it. Tony, the ladies of PMP have come out in full force today. I mean, pre-show, let me just shout out, first of all, Jeanette T. Welcome.
Nice.
Good to see you, Jeanette T. You got Miriam, you got Lily Merchant pulling up, of course. And then the pre-show post of the day goes to my great friend Rags in New Jersey, who made me laugh, as he has been doing for about 40 some odd years now. Rags goes, first off, guys, it's freezing cold in New Jersey. It's a little too cold to play golf. And then number two, he goes, capital letters, Tony, gimme my stud nuts. So, yeah. So, Rags, Sergeant Stud Nuts reporting for duty, sir. No, I miss you too, Rags. I miss you too. Yeah.
Paulie, can you have the principal ask Stud Nuts to report to the office, please?
Dude, see, that's it right there. Tony, it's been so busy. I forgot I even had that effect. I haven't used it in so long. Like, I totally stand by.
Principal, please.
Yeah, dude. I don't know where I've been. See, that's what I'm saying, though. It's been hold on, Tony. I did something here. Oh boy, what did I just do?
No.
Oh no. Hold on. Stand by. I don't know what I did. Hold on. Geez Louise, what did I do now? Well, Tony, maybe some other time. I don't know. What?
Oh no, you don't have your principal voice?
No, I do. I had it, and that's gone. Well, hold on. Wait. I got damn it. What the F did I just do? Tony, I'm sorry. I'm trying here, buddy. Damn, I did something. I don't know what I did. Tony,
this is Principal Tony.
Nice.
You must report to the office immediately.
Oh, goodness.
Immediately report to the office, Paulie. You are in big trouble. I'm going to need you to do JUG, Justice Under God, is what they called it, is what we call it.
Sorry, hold on. Take off the effect for a second. I want to ask you a question. Oh, my God. Quick question, and then we'll set up the show. We got a lot going on today. I might turn off my Roadcaster and then come right back. Don't go.
Ooh,
no,
that's a freaking roll of the dice, bro.
I know it is. I feel like we're living dangerously, and I'll tell you why. Because, Tony, I pressed
hit the home button on the upper right hand corner.
I did. It didn't get. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, T. Here, how about this? No, shoot. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it worse. I don't know. I did something, Tony. Sorry. I pressed something, and now I'm looking at faders, outputs, system. I got a wrench. There's a wrench on my screen. Shoot. I want to power it off. Let me power it off. Can I do that real quick? You don't want me to?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, stand by. Tony, set up the show. I'm not going anywhere. Stand by. I'm coming right back. Okay. All right.
Yeah, how many detentions should Principal Tony give Paulie? I mean, he's acting up all damn day. Okay, Principal Paulie, are you coming back? Did you turn it back on?
Oh, he's coming back. Let's see. What a great start to the show. By the way, we got a lot. We're going to talk about Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Ricky and Purdy back in action for Sunday at Arizona. Our hot and sour picks for week 11. We've got the musical assignment coming up with our first ever musical assignment sponsor, aka Patty from Napa. We got Ted Ramey coming on, talking Sharks hockey. We got a lot to get to here in the show on a happy Friday, everybody. Yes, Paulie, coming back? Are you back? I'll see. I knew it was roll the dice. You're not back, dude. Nope.
How about this?
There we go.
Okay, dude. Well, see, you know what's crazy? I think we should just go. I screwed something up, Tony, on my end, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this, but I hit something when I was looking for my megaphone, and I have kicked myself off of my normal kind of what do you call it? The
setup, your normal page.
Yeah, setup sounds good, right? So I'll go with setup. I did something, and now I don't know how to get back. So let's just carry on. I'll have to go effect free today. I don't know how about this display? I don't know, man. I don't know.
It should be easy to hit the home key on the upper right hand corner.
I'm doing it. I got it. It's not coming up though. What I'm getting, Tony, is levels instead of the names of all of my sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like up on that
screen. But on the right hand corner, you should have the 8 squares that are smaller. Correct?
Yeah.
Press one of those.
Hold on.
Just press one of those.
Okay. Now what?
Now it shows you all the keys, right?
One more time. Let's try that again. Wait. How did I do that? Shit.
Oh my God.
I know, man. Sorry. Hold on. I'm pressing a square, And now what do I do?
And now your screen should show just the 8 squares of sound.
Not yet. It's giving me the house and a backward arrow. I got a house and an arrow. I know. I don't know, dude. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I got here. What's this do? I'm going to press no, that didn't work. Sorry, man. We'll figure it out some other time. Sorry. All right. Anyway, let's just get on with the show. Forget the soundboard.
Yeah, that was sorry. Our apologies, dear
It's
apologies.
not your fault. It's me, dude. It's me. I'm the jackass. Come kick my ass because I deserve a couple kicks. Anyway, forget about soundboards today. At least the mic is working. Let's celebrate the victory.
Won't forget soundboards over here, Paulie.
Thank you. No,
there ain't no rules.
Okay.
Tony has my complete confidence when it comes to dropping sound. What's up, Mikey V? Good to see you, buddy. So Tony, I don't know what you were saying when I powered down for a sec, but we do have the great Ted Ramey joining us today. San Jose Sharks hockey. We will get into that. I did watch the game last night. I watched the Sharks and the Flames. What are you laughing at? What?
I'm laughing at Fareed, Robot Centaur. He goes, "This is why I come to the show, for the technical difficulty."
Hey, at least we're keeping it real with y'all. We're not like trying to like play through it like nothing's wrong. I'm the first guy who's going to acknowledge it. I just screwed something up. And the beauty is, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how to get back to where I need to be. And God only knows how long this will go on for.
Hold on. Marky Graves is making a request, Paulie. 4
drop.
He just says, give me an drop for Paulie. And Paulie, but maybe because you dropped the soundboard. And also, Marky Graves, the newest member of the PMP VIP. Marky Graves, welcome. Love you, Gravy. Thanks for the support. And also, every time I wear that Geezer Butler, by the way, I wore that Geezer Butler shirt to the Fillmore a few weeks ago when I saw the new Master Sounds, and a dude literally stopped me in my tracks and goes, "Dude, that's a badass shirt, man." And I go, "Well, it is Geezer Butler." And he goes, "I know who it is." And that's why I'm saying it's a badass shirt. And so, Marky Gravy, thank you for that shirt, brother. And thank you for being a member of the PMP VIP. Paulie, take it away. We got a lot to get to, man. So,
okay. So, Gravy. No, Gravy's been a great supporter of the show, and all of you guys. Speaking of great supporters, don't forget Patty from Napa will be our guest sponsor of the music assignment. We're going to do that later on in the show today, and she has asked all of us to contribute our favorite Eagle songs or your favorite Joe Wall song. You can do one of each, or you can do one of either. It's totally up to you. But I look forward to bringing Patty on and kicking it around with her. She is like a black belt Eagles fan. Yes,
100%.
Oh yeah, it's business time.
Dude, Paulie, you want to talk about business time and business? Look at the Nutter, straight out of Pacifica, the Nutter, straight out of Sharp Park. Sea Cloud's in Foster City. Sharp Park in Pacifica. He gifted just now 5 Paulie Mac Particles memberships for the month. So, dude, Nutter, dude, thank you. That is badass. So, I don't know how that even works and how the gifting of the 5 works, but, dude, thank you very much, man. And,
Tony, Nutter.
Dude, and look at this. Lily Merchant also gifting 5. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys, it's just much appreciated. And the support is, it's just very much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Gravy. And by the way, Lily, what is the name of that dog in the photo with you? And then bring that dog to our next outing if you can. I don't know if they take dogs at Deviant Brewing, or Standard Deviant, but let's find out because I want to meet that dog. All right, Tony. Also, hot and sour picks. We got to get to hot and sour picks today, and I recommend we get to the hot and sour before Ted Ramey at 12:30 because it's going to be busy after Rames. So, in the meantime, Niners going into the desert. Any comments on Thursday Night Football other than my hunch was correct? The Jets covered, dude. They freaking covered. Do you believe that?
Other than Vegas just being on the freaking money, dude. Like that half point saved the Jets. I mean, if I bet on the Patriots minus 13.5 and I watched that game, I would have been livid at some of the decisions they made in the second half, being like, "Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?" But anyways, Vegas just nailing it, and the Jets covering by half a point. But the Patriots remain red freaking hot. Dude, Drake May, the guy looks so comfortable and he's playing with such confidence. He's dropping balls like over the linebackers into the freaking breadbasket of Stephon Diggs. Like, man, it was a fun game to watch. I'm sorry, Jets fans, and I'm sorry, Jets. Like, it's just by the way, I saw that Justin Fields leads the NFL in fumbles for a quarterback.
How about this guy? The Jets are so hapless. He looks like he has no interest in what's, and I don't want to crack him too hard because his offensive line stinks. His wide receivers are dropping balls all night long. It is a cacophony, if I may, Tony, a cacophony, if I may. Yeah, cacophony of errors and of just bad foot. It's hard to watch Jets ball. And yes, to your point, I saw Fields fumble a snap like in the fourth quarter when they actually had a chance. They were getting close to kicking a field goal. What does he do on third down? Fumbles the snap. You know what I mean? It is hard to watch Jets football, but somehow they put that 14 points up and they covered that spread, which is amazing with the pat. And one more thing, dude, those Patriot Thursday night unis, what was that? Like an off gray with a white
rivalry uniforms. You know, like the Niners have their black uniforms. Those are the Patriots' new rivalry uniforms. And to be honest with you, again, my son walked in, Dom walks in, he goes, "Whoa, Dad, what are they wearing? Whoa, those are badass." And I'm like, first of all,
really? He liked those?
Yeah, he loved them. The kids
Okay.
love these uniforms, man. They love the Niners blacks. They love this stuff. They love the Giants. What do they call them? Why am I blanking on what they call them?
City Connects.
City Connects. Thank you, Jesus. They love those too. So I would,
well,
like
they love each other, Tony. Jerry Garcia, they love each other.
Well,
you know
and also like Daryl Hall and John Oates saying, "I'm just out of touch, out of time." So
great track. By the way, when is somebody going to come guest sponsor the show and give us a Hall and Oates assignment? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. You know what I mean?
And by the way, back to
thank you.
It's business time.
I'd like to say Mikey V just became a member of the PMP VIP. Dude, look at this. I love it, Mikey V. Welcome.
Is this for? I'm still trying to figure out if this is our Mikey V or is this like another Mikey V?
I don't know. If it's Mikey Verdu, please reveal yourself. If it's not Mikey Verdu, then Mikey V, or maybe it's Mikey the Fifth. Maybe he likes Roman numerals and it's Mikey the Fifth.
Well, the real Mikey V, please stand up. Please stand up. You know what I mean? Get Eminem down here to get the authentication process going on. No, it's not Mikey Verdu. Look at this. It's Mikey Val. Dude, we got another Mikey V. The original Mikey V is going to be all upset now when he finds out there's another Mikey V. Hey, but you know what, though, Tony? That's Verdu's fault. He should have been here. You know what I mean? Yep. One Mikey V snoozes, another Mikey V moves right in. So, dude, great to see you, Mikey V. Yeah.
As Robert Plant saying, nobody's fault but mine. So, Mikey V, nobody's fault but mine. And Paulie, we're going to keep moving on. Mikey V, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Mikey V. Great to see you, brother. Yeah.
And Lily Merchant is a super. And Lily says, Roxy. Her dog's name is Roxy, named after Roxy Music because Brian Ferry. Look at that. Nice work, Lily.
That blows me away. Lily, we are going to have a lot to talk about now because Brian Ferry, that's phenomenal. This is why I asked the question. I had no idea you would come back with a Roxy Music reference, but that is freaking badass right there. And more power to Roxy the dog. I love it.
I've always wondered, is Brian Ferry related to Duke star of yesteryear, Danny Ferry? Any chance? Brian Ferry and Danny Ferry are related?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any bloodline, any family tree there. But Tony, I appreciate that. And Lily, thank you so much, my dear. Have a great weekend. So Tony, Niners, Cardinals. Brock Purdy is back. Ricky Pearsall is back. Brandon Ayuk, you won't see him no more. It sounds like John Lynch is setting it up for us to not see him again this year. No, it sounds like that's basically where this is going. No Brandon Ayuk this year. But Brock Purdy is back. I'm actually really happy to see him. I was happy to see him answering our questions from the media yesterday. And suddenly, after being kind of uncertain about this game, that boosted my confidence to a point where I actually think the Niners are going to go in there and win this game now with Brock Purdy under center. I do.
Yes, and Paulie, cue up one of the last songs we ever made. Oh, baby, Ayuk, you got what I need.
Because you say you're Purdy's friend. yeah.
How about because you say your season's end, right? Or something. Because or you say your Niners tenure ends. Because, dude, have we seen Ayuk in a Niner uniform for the last time? Like I'm very curious, dude. I have no idea what's going on. Because we get no updates. All we get is, he's still not ready. He's still not ready. How, I mean, I don't want to give this guy too much love, but he did return, right? And after a major injury, came back and played. I don't understand what's going on with Ayuk. We're over a year now. We're over a year. We're almost 14 months after the injury. So, I'm just curious what's going on, and we're not getting any information except for, well, he's working really hard to come back, and he's not ready yet. And it's like, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I've let go of it. I've let go of the wheel with him. I no longer expect, nor do I hope. I'm not holding out any hope that we're going to see Brandon Ayuk this year. I think it's just easier on your own psyche if you just let it go. Let it go. We're not going to see him, man. It certainly doesn't feel that way. I will say this though. I'm excited to see Ricky Pearsall come back. Hopefully he can give those defenses something to look at or something to contend with. And
also, Paulie, let it go. Let yourself flow, slow and low. That is the tempo.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
All. And Paulie,
that's all I got. Yeah.
I am. Well, hold on, Paulie. Where is it? Where is it?
What can I say? I'm thrilled.
Yeah. I am thrilled that Pearsall is back. I really am, because I feel like that guy is a burst of energy, and Purdy and he were building on this connection in the beginning of the season, and I'd love to see if they pick up where they left off. I am very excited to watch Purdy this weekend. I will say, if Purdy like hobbles at all, or if he just kind of, I don't know, everybody's going to be on pins and needles watching this game, like wondering if he's going to be okay the entire game. And if he doesn't perform well, then it's going to be like, oh my god, should they put Mac Jones in the game, especially if they're losing the game and Purdy's not playing well? Are we going to see Mac Jones go? I don't think that's going to be the case, but it's going to be a very interesting Sunday. But I do think the Niners handle their business down in Arizona this weekend, Paulie.
I do too, and you got to wonder too, like you were saying the other day on NFL, gridirons, when there's an injured player, a lot of times these guys are going to target that area to try to like bang it or re-injure it or just make you uncomfortable. Got to ask the question, Tony, how many defensive linemen and corner blitzes or whatever the defensive schemes are going to be, how many of those guys are going to try and step on Purdy's toe anytime they have a chance? And I'm not even kidding. These guys brought him of a pile. Guys will give it a twist. They'll give it a kick and see how that toe is feeling. But be prepared for that. Guys are going to, I think that they'll be targeting the foot is what I'm saying.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Any advantage you can make. And dude, we talked about Josh Sweat, no relation to Keith Sweat. And
unfortunately, which is a negative, but go ahead. Yeah.
Gonna make you sweat. That's gonna make you sweat. Is the CNC Music Factory? Is that gonna make you sweat?
I think so. And while you're pondering that, I'll offer up a James Brown cold sweat. Okay.
Ooh,
cold sweat.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Dude, in a cold sweat. Hell yeah. And also Calais Campbell, dude, those guys combined have 14 sacks total. 13 sacks total on the season so far. So they're going to be coming after Purdy. And you're right. I mean, why not stomp? Why not stomp on him?
Rags is saying, Rags steps in, and it's a good call, Rags. He goes, they'll probably have a protective plate in the shoe on top to protect the toe. You're probably, no,
guys play with like a club on their hand.
Yeah. It's just totally wound up like a ball. Yeah,
with spikes, dude. It's a big ball with spikes.
Why not just start playing rollerball? Have Brock Purdy come out like on a motorcycle with Pearsall in the sidecar, swinging that chain or whatever. Shout out rollerball with James Conn. You got to see that. Have you ever seen rollerball with James Conn, dude? Where they played the game to kill each other on the on the track or whatever. Yeah.
Holy moly. I had not seen the rollerball reference coming. Paulie, by the way, Steve Bisecchio is a super, and he says critical stretch now. AZ, Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee need at least 3 W's to get 9-5 with Indy, Chicago, Seattle to finish. Expect Niners to come out swinging. Feed. What does that say? Oh, feed B-Rob. Feed B-Rob.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. I said that last night. I'm totally with you, Stevie B. Let's feed this guy. Let's get him involved in the offense. And by the way, thank you, Stevie B. Thank you, brother. Tony, this is for you. Did you know that yesterday, I meant to send you this, and I'll try to forward it to you later today. There was an article written in the Chronicle yesterday. Forgive me, I forget which of the writers posted it. So, and I would acknowledge, I just don't remember. Sorry. But there was a piece posted yesterday answering the question you've been asking all effing year. And a lot of times you bring this up and people are like all dismissive of Tony. Oh, you can't. But don't even. It has nothing to do with it. And all that. Dude, there was a piece. Why hasn't Garendo touched the ball this year? There was that was acknowledged in the San Francisco Sporting Green Chronicle. And it's just a very interesting piece. You might want to check it out when you get a chance. But finally, somebody else asked that question. Fastest guy on the team, potentially the most dangerous guy on the team. He's never, ever on the field. So
again, I repeat multiple times, before they got B-Rob, like let's call him B-Rob J, Brian Robinson Jr. Before they got him, Garenda was going to be the backup to McCaffrey. So that tells me that they had a lot of confidence in Garenda before they got Brian Robinson Jr. Then all of a sudden he disappears, dude. And all we ever see him is on special teams. And it's like, I don't know, spell McCaffrey with both Robinson. And I'm not complaining about Brian Robinson, by the way. I think he's done a great job filling in for McCaffrey. I'd like to see more of Brian Robinson Jr. But if you're going to give Garendo a couple just to keep him fresh, just as they say in the music industry, just to keep your chops, right? Just to keep
them fresh. As KRS said back in the day, KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions, he goes, fresh for 88. You suckers.
Nice. Or as Cool in the Gang says, fresh, exciting. She's so inviting to me, Paul.
Now we're going to have to keep going back and forth. See what happens now. Now it's off to the races. Tony, I'll give you Sly and the Family Stone, the album called Fresh, which I highly recommend. Fresh.
Totally. Yeah. Underrated album, by the way. Too.
No, that's maybe the funkiest thing he ever did. That was like the last of his great records was Fresh. Highly recommend it to anybody in the audience. You want to hear some good funk music? Rags, 88. Fresh for 88, you suckers. All right, Tony, we got to dive into hot and sour. There's no time to waste. We got Ramey in the on-deck circle swinging a hockey stick. So let's keep this thing moving here, buddy.
Or Ramey just entered the green room and he's ready to go right now. I mean, we can bring in Ramey right now if we want to, because he's sitting there in the green room looking all pretty. Although I'm not happy that the fact he's wearing a beanie and not representing the bald nation.
Now, let me stop you right there. Let me defend my guy. Let me defend Rames and let me offer up this. I watched Calgary San Jose last night, and I can tell you this much. Game ended. There he is, dude. There's Rames, and he was blazing the natural look. There's no caps involved. So when he's doing heavy lifting on TV, he's not throwing the cap on. Let him do his thing. He's off the air. Let him be Rames. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to get dressed up or non-dressed up. Tony, the question is, I think we got to go hot and sour first and then go to Rames. Because what's Rames going to do while we're talking Broncos and stuff, you know?
Well, no, I mean, we could let Ramey go and then do hot and sour is what I'm saying. So okay. Produce, buddy. If he's in the green room, he's already gotten palm leaves fanned at him. He's already gotten, he's got
ladies at PMP, right? The ladies at PMP are giving him the deep tissue massage just to relax him. Tony, we got one of those. What do they call those feng shui? Those little gardens, those meditation gardens. You rake it and stuff with the stones. What do they call them?
Oh God, like the little rake and
you got a rake. Yeah, you start raking. By the way, bro, I saw my guy Billy Crudup. He was raking on the morning show, season 3 the other night. He started raking.
Wait till you see him in season 4. By the way, just wait. He's on fire in season 4.
He's my guy, dude. I ride with Crudup. I really do.
Hold on, Ted. We gotta have Ted put down the Theragun that we left in the green room for him. He's getting out some kinks in his hammies. Hold on. Let's get Ted onto the show.
Zen Garden.
There he is.
Zen. I was trying to give you guys the Z symbol. I couldn't tell if you could see me. And you guys were talking about keeping your chops fresh in music. So I always have one of my many guitars sitting next to me, because when I'm recording and I find myself at a moment where I need to think about something, you start playing a guitar and your train of thoughts will get back to you in a second. So, dude, and also the beanie, I'm just no hair, cold head. That's just my reality. So it wasn't really anything to not show off the proud head shape that Tony and I share. I get cold sometimes. That's really all it comes down to. That's why I had to go from the mustache back to the beard, because my face was getting cold. I was like, this was fine in the summer. I can't do this now. It's a little chilly.
No, the beard is dope, man. I like the beard, Rames, and I would keep rocking with the beard. Now, you can't be flashing a Telecaster in front of me and not expect any questions. Let's go back. Is that a Fender Telecaster you're waving around?
It's actually a Fender Teddycaster, as I call it, because I built it. So it's got the Telly body, and I went for the Keith Richards with the humbucker neck and the single coil bridge.
Nice,
and then I have a Stratocaster neck, because I just bought all the parts and I soldered it together. And I used to, when I had more free time, when I wasn't working 3 jobs and having a wife and 2 kids, I used to try and fancy myself a little bit of a amp and guitar tech. And I love that whole audiophile stuff. Like, I can get lost and tell you why tubes are better for like 6 hours if we want to go down that sometime. But so that's a Teddycaster, as I call it, one of one in the world.
Dude, that's really cool. I saw the Strat neck on there. Sorry, you guys. Let us geek out for 5 seconds, and we'll start talking charts. But no, Rames. Now, I didn't even consider this, but I just played a gig down in Brisbane last weekend. We did like a Polymac and Friends gig. Tony was there, had a bunch of musicians coming on and off stage. Bro, I got to get you involved in one of those. Next time I have a gig, you got to come and play with us. Yeah. And this will make you very happy, Ted. I had two U2 songs in the set. I played Running to Stand Still, and we did a Party Girl. So
nice.
Yeah. So next time I have the gig, let's bring Rames into the mix. That'll be a lot of fun.
I am down. Let me know. I am always down to gather with musicians and have fun. It's something that there's not enough of it that there used to be in the Bay Area. Even the open mic scene, which I used to do like 20 years ago, it doesn't feel like there's quite as much as there was. So it's again, longer conversation about tech takeover, the pain of the arts in the Bay Area. I know that's not what I'm here to talk about, but I feel like that could be a vein we could tap into if we wanted.
100%. Tony and I, we talk about that a lot, how the 90s was such a healthy, vibrant era for music in San Francisco. There were clubs happening all over the city. You're right. Things have gotten very, very quiet in town musically and artistically. And it's because nobody can afford it. Nobody can afford to live there anymore. It's really depressing. But Ted, I'm here. I want you to talk some Shark hockey with us because Ted, of course, if you don't know Ted is with NBC Sports Bay Area, the Sharks Audio Network. He does pre and post there. He's got the lid on right now. So it was funny, Ted, last night I was flipping between Thursday Night Football and Sharks Calgary. And dude, I landed on the Sharks game when I think the Patriots went to halftime or something like that. And it was just about to wrap up the first period. I got to start you with this. The San Jose Sharks muster one shot on goal in the first. Bro, seriously, I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. Like, you're not going to beat anybody with one shot on goal, Ted. You know that. There
were a couple games last year where the Sharks had very, very low shot totals. And I think there was a second half of a game earlier this year against Carolina where they only had 1 or 0, in the final 30 minutes. So that's kind of been a thing that's part of the Sharks game. But they were like that in the game before on Tuesday night against Minnesota. They were not getting any offensive generation, and they were able to tie it late, send it to overtime, and win it. And I have a theory in sports. If it takes a miracle to win one game, it's probably not going to happen the next week. And I first kind of had that thought when the 49ers beat the Saints and then lost to the Giants in the NFC Championship game, where it's like you got that miracle the week before, don't rely on it the next week. So now the Sharks are in a situation where it's, again, their goalie's playing out of his mind. They're not getting much offensive generation. And I think they still thought like, well, if we just, if we keep it close, look for that game time goal, send it to OT. Dustin Wolf, the goalie for Calgary, who was born in Gilroy, raised in Morgan Hill, he was lights out. He's a phenomenal young goalie, and he kept the Sharks off the board. But yeah, it's a good, astute take, Paulie, that if you don't get shots, you're probably not going to win.
Well, that's why the Wayne Gretzky quote, one of my favorite sports quotes of all time, Wayne Gretzky, the great one, he said, hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I was like, well, that does make a lot of sense. And Gretzky knows about scoring goals. But that was just, I got to say, though, it was distressing to see that, because even going into the third period, I think, if my memory is correct, I think they only had 6 shots on goal.
Correct. 1 in the first, 5 in the second, and then they added on, I believe, 10. It may have been corrected since then, but then 10 in the third. 16 shots. Unless you get a miraculous finish, you cannot reliably win games that way. And I think it's interesting because the Sharks have been able to win games that they probably a year ago would not have won. And so for a young team that's kind of trying to figure out how to win, how to manage things, they've got to also learn that, yes, sometimes you're going to pull these games out of your rear end, but you need to have a plan, and then thusly a plan B when things aren't working, to where you can figure out ways to win games where it's not some miraculous finish, where you don't get Macklin Celebrini going supernova, to where you can win that chess battle within the game. And I think that's kind of where the Sharks are right now, is they've had some really great success. Now this 3-game road trip, the first one, they barely eke out a win. And then the game last night, they just fall a little bit short. So it's interesting. What happens next now, if they can avoid another longer losing streak, that'll be a big step for them. If they can just keep it one and done and start winning games again. Because in the past, that's been the issue.
TR, you're breaking it down. I love it. First of all, it's great to see your smiling face.
Likewise.
Dude. Second of all, dude, you brought up Macklin Celebrini, and we all know he's on an incredible start to the season. But I want to know, like, what type of kid or guy this guy is in your experience with him, because he seems like a pretty humble kid or athlete.
Yeah.
Where I don't know, the kid with that kind of ability and stats so far could, have a monster ego and blow up, but he seems like he keeps it all under wraps and is very humble. Am I onto something there? Is that
I would say that's accurate. I mean, it's kind of like he's just kind of a chill guy meme. You've seen that around there with the little guy with his hands in his pockets. That's kind of like Macklin because he's very much a fiery competitor. And he takes his game very seriously. But like I get to see him doing stuff before the game's warming up. Him and Will Smith are always messing around. Sometimes they do that little group soccer scrum where they all juggle the soccer ball around to kind of get ready. But then other times, Will and Mac are taking like field goal kicks together. Like they're literally like doing the holder out there in the hallways and stuff and just hanging around. Like it's, we all remember how we were at 18, 19, 20 years old, just hanging with the boys. That's how it is. Like I don't think he thinks very highly of himself in the sense like he's walking around like, I'm a superstar.
Right.
Look at me, bro. Like I'm Mac. And so, no, like that's none of that. Now, when he's on the ice, he does not play like a 19-year-old or act like one. He's stepping to guys. He's barking at him. He's talking to the refs. He has a healthy and necessary ego out there. But the rest of the time, I think he's just kind of like a low-key guy. He likes to play sports, likes to have fun. And it is crazy because I'm sure, and I don't know, maybe I'm telling too much about myself, but if I was 18 or 19 and that good, I'd be walking around like, what's up, bro? I'm Ted Ramey. You heard of me? Like, come on. Like, you haven't? Maybe let me tell you about myself. Like, it'd be hard not to let that go to your head.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, being a young superstar in any of the major sports leagues, but I love the disposition of NHL players because by and large, 90 some odd % of these guys are like Celebrini, Tony. They're very humble. They're very soft spoken. They're not into flash, generally speaking. So that's very consistent. Tell the audience, like, this is a young team, as you said, and it's so early in the season, but what do you think is in store for Shark fans this year? Like, what kind of team do you think this is going to be? Would you, at this point, even though it's early, do you get a vibe like this could be a playoff caliber team down the road?
I mean, I think that the way they've accelerated things really quickly this year, especially due to Macklin Celebrini's rise to going from potential superstar to superstar here in the early goings of year number 2, it expedites the process. And I think the hope this year was that you would go from around the 20-win mark, which is where they've been hovering the last few years, in a rebuild, constantly selling guys, acquiring draft capital and assets, to where now the way they started 0-4-2, everybody was like, this is looking a little rough. And then suddenly they go and win 8 out of 10, and they just had another loss last night. So it's now 8 out of their last 11. But all of a sudden you got this idea of, their big goalkeeper that they acquired, Yaroslav Askarov. He's on a run now to where he's statistically for his last 5 games, you can't really be any better as a goalie. And then you've watched Will Smith, their number 4 pick from the year before Macklin. He's getting better and better. William Eklund's been great. Macklin Celebrini, like I said, has been great. Colin Graff, who the Sharks got undrafted, but was, a great collegiate player. He got the game winner the other night against Minnesota, and you're watching him perform well. As these other veterans, a lot of these newcomers, it took a little bit of everyone to kind of gel and figure out each other's games. But then once they started figuring out, everybody started wondering like, ooh, you know what? This seems like the kind of team where now that they're figuring it out, they could be dangerous. And I was talking to a YouTube creator yesterday. He's known as the Hockey Guy. Great dude. He does the whiteboard breakdowns. If you've ever seen him, and he's got like every hockey jersey imaginable in the background. Nice. But he was saying that the Sharks are kind of like a team that if they get in, if they eke into that final wild card, absolutely no one wants to play them because they're young. They would be playing with house money, and all the pressure would be on the other team and not the team that's led by a 19-year-old, right? Like it's such a loose position for the Sharks to be in. And now I'm not going to go and say that I expect them to make the playoffs, but the guys have used the playoff word, the P word, as they say it. Mario Ferraro, the longest tenured member of the team, he said it after their big win against the 2-time defending champion Florida Panthers. He started to, say the team was thinking about the playoffs, and it was like, they would not have said that aloud before. So they're a young team, they're learning, but I think they're starting to flirt with some aspirations of what they think they could be.
Also, hey, Ted, real quick on that playoff talk. If they were to make the playoffs, I would argue that there are very few atmospheres and home, or not field, but home ice advantages better than the San Jose Sharks. Playoff hockey in San Jose is incredible. Yeah. And that fan base will erupt if they make the playoffs. And I've always said this, if they ever were to win a cup, man, that fan base would go absolutely bonkers. And I love Shark. I think like going to a Sharks game is one of the best sports experiences in the Bay Area, if not the best. And if playoff hockey, I think that home ice advantage would be a huge factor.
Well, everyone talks so much about Roracle and how it was and the Warriors and their runs before they moved to Chase Center. But people forget what the tank was like because they haven't been to those playoffs since the spring of 2019. That was when they had their incredible epic comeback against Vegas in Game 7 of the first rounds. And I was there that night, and my ears were ringing like one of the times that I had seen U2 there. And I've seen U2 at SAP Center many times. But, just the atmosphere, like you alluded to, it's so incredible to be there because there's the buzz in the parking lot before the game. The vibe that's going through that building is absolutely electric. And the fan base, I was 9 when the Sharks started. It was 1991. And now I'm a 43-year-old old ass man. And so we're all ready for that championship. We want to see it happen very, very badly. So yeah, you're right, man. The fan base wants to go nuts. And I think you're starting to see glimpses this year that the tank feels again like it used to feel when it was the hottest ticket in town before, the Giants started their run and even the Warriors before then. Like getting to a Sharks game at the tank, you couldn't. You had to know somebody. I was lucky my dad did know somebody so I could get to go to games, and then eventually I got a press pass. But it was such an electric environment, and just the way the Sharks slaughtered teams. They used to come into the tank and say, if you don't get through the first 10 minutes, you're, like that's the game. It was like survive and see if you could have a game, because it was not uncommon at all. First 10 minutes of the game, Sharks are up 2-0, 3-0. The tank is rocking, and those visiting teams, they just pick, we're buried. We can't do anything here. So we've had some moments this year where it's starting to feel like that again.
Well, Rames, all these are great points, and there's no question the Sharks, when they're happening, the Shark Tank is one of the most electric buildings in the entire league of the NHL. I mean, it really gets happening down there. Now, speaking of the glory days and the days of the sellouts and stuff like that, I understand we have Joe Thornton night coming up at the tank, and that's going to be on November 20th. They're going to be hosting the Kings. And, for people, they reminisce about that era. They want those times to come again, and I believe they will. And I like everything you just said. With Celebrini as a centerpiece, this thing has some legs to build on. So, but tell Shark fans that, love Joe Thornton, remember Joe Thornton. What can they expect that night? Like, what's in store for Joe Thornton night?
I know that he's going to speak, and I think they're going to put something up in the Raptors about his Hall of Fame induction. But, for anybody that hasn't seen it, I would go watch his Hall of Fame induction speech from the other night in Toronto, because they call him Jumbo because he's very obviously a gigantic man. He's 6'4", 6'5", just a huge giant of a man, but it's also the personality on top of that. And with that personality become those jumbo emotions. And last year when they retired his number and put it up to the rafters, and he had that moment, like you could see all those emotions come through. And then it was again when he went to the Hall of Fame the other night, he's getting teared up talking about his teammates, talking about how he met his wife when there was the NHL lockout and things like that. Like, the man permeates just what would be the distance between athletes and fans so well, because his emotions come through so big. And he's not, there's a lot of guys, it's changed in the last 10 years, but there's a lot of big, tough dudes who are known as, if you're a great athlete, you don't want to get teary-eyed, you don't want to get emotional. And Jumbo just runs with it. So like you watch him ride these emotions, and you see it just cut through all the BS in modern life. It cuts through the corporatism, and you get back to the core of the reality for what he is. So, anytime there's a chance to honor him at SAP Center, it's one of those things that you appreciate it because it is a moment, because Jumbo and his oversized everything make it a moment. He gives you his true, authentic self, and it's a whole lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly goes down on the night, because every time anyone even gets a glimpse of Jumbo on camera at the games, it's an outpouring of love.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of value in a night like that for the younger players on the team now. Like, let them see Sharks royalty, let them get a feel for the love affair between the fans and a lot of those players, Joe Thornton, Pavelski, all those guys. On that note, Ted, thinking about the Sharks and some of the great teams they had, some of the great runs they had, they came so close. They never got to skate the cup around, but that day will come. It'll come. But in your mind, what was the greatest Sharks team that you've seen in your lifetime? Like which year? You mentioned that comeback against Vegas. That was incredible. But what was the best team you think the Sharks have had?
I mean, the team that made it to the Cup final in 2016 was really, really good. But I think when I look at the overall talent of that 2019 team that did beat Vegas, it's hard to argue with how much star power they had, because star power is a very, very big factor in how you're going to win in the NHL, because they had Jumbo, they had Hurdle, they had Timo, they had Couture, they had Pavelski, they had Evander Kane, they had Gus Nyquist, they had Erik Karlsson, they had Brent Burns.
Damn.
And I know I'm leaving guys off that list, and they had 3 All-Stars that year. It's wild to think about how much top talent they had that year.
Right.
And it was injuries that really did them in. I mean, we all, think about Joe Pavelski, going down in Game 7, but he missed time in the next series before he was able to come back because he had the big concussion. He also had a game earlier in that series where he took a slap shot in the face and they had to pick his teeth out of the ice shavings off the ice. And, there was just like, I think I want to say there was an injury as well to Pavelski's wrist. And I think Jumbo started dealing with an injury as they got deeper into that series. And, it's just those things, like they pile up. And that was the reason why they were not able to go to the Cup final. Although I can make an argument that first round series between the Sharks and Vegas was the real Cup final, not to take anything away from the Blues, but that was 2 teams at their peak. It had to go Game 7 overtime for a reason. And what always makes me kind of laugh about how cruel sports are, not just because of the unfortunate outcomes sometime, the night or the game before Game 6, that's a game that gets forgotten because of Game 7. Game 6 goes to double overtime. Tomas Hertl gets the game winner. He takes a shot in the second overtime. His stick gets tipped in the process of taking the shot, which is an odd angle for Fleury to try and pick up, and it beats him. And we never talk about the double overtime amazing game before it. We just talk about Game 7 because it was the amazing comeback. But Game 6, I want to be like, guys, go back, find the film. That game was absolutely amazing as well. So I think when it comes for the pure sake of talent, I go to that 2019 team, and I think about if injuries hadn't derailed them. But I mean, it is hard. There was also the year they won the Presidents. I mean, it's an interesting discussion, but I do always come back to that 2019 team just because they had so much star power, and it was the last run before the dark times they fell into, which they're now climbing out of. But that team was monumentally talented.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. They were so close. And dude, by the way, Rames, I tell you the truth, I grew up as a Ranger fan, and it was very similar to what Shark fans are going through actually when I was a kid. Like the Rangers had a lot of great teams, but they could never get past the Islanders when I was a kid. Yeah. They had to contend with that Islander dynasty, etc. And dude, when you said President's Trophy, it brings back like horrific memories, because I always feel like when you win the President's Trophy, it's like that's the kiss of death. It's like, okay, that means we're going to lose in the first round. I hate the President's Trophy. I wish that teams would drop a couple intentionally just to avoid that, because there is a lot of superstition in hockey, Tony. And I feel like, how do you feel about that, Rames? The President's Trophy curse. It scares me.
It does scare me because, like, you think back to a couple of years ago, Boston, they had the best regular season ever. Won the Presidents, they lost in the first round. You go back to 2019, the year the Sharks made it to the Western Conference Final, their last playoff run. Tampa had one of the great seasons of all time. They lost in the first round. And I want to say off the top of my head, when the Sharks won the Presidents, they lost in the first round as well. And, like, there's just no accounting for it. And, I know that they don't touch it when they win it, and guys are very superstitious about that. And, it's weird because I am all science, cut through the nonsense, except like when it comes to sports, I'm like, what socks did I wear for the last game? I'm going to put those back on, like that type of stuff. So like, I get the superstition. I understand how that creeps into your head. But it is weird how that works itself out. And, I would take any winning season for the Sharks right now. Let me be clear. If they end up winning the Presidents this year, I'm not going to complain. But like, you can't help but think about those things. It's not just hockey either. Like, think about how many times the best regular season team does not have that great run in the postseason. So it is something to be superstitious about when you've been good for a while. But right now, as the Sharks have not been good for a while, give me the Presidents any day of the week. I'll take it.
I feel you. Yeah.
Ted Ramey joins us. Would love having Ted on the show. We need more Ted on the show, by the way.
Anytime, fellas.
Back in the day, we used to want to have Ted on Paulie's podcast when we were at KNBR, and they're like, nope, he's with the competition. We can't have him on. Can't have him on.
Like, yeah, true story. Yeah.
Anyway, so Ted, it's really nice to have you on, brother.
Dude, it's great. Anytime you guys want me, I am more than happy to come on and talk about whatever. I know you guys were talking 49ers on the way in. I'm of the mind that this isn't the year. Make sure everybody stays healthy. I'm not that big on Brock playing already, because I'm like, what if he needs the surgery like Burrow after this game? What's everybody's going to say? I remember going back to Kevin Durant when he came and played and blew out his Achilles. Everybody never let that go. And, luckily he was able to come back. But I don't know, with injuries and years where you're not going to win a championship or not contend for one, I get a little nervous. I'm like, is this really the right news or the right thing to do? Fortunately, guys, doctors, professional sports medicine people, they know a lot more than me. So that's where I try to qualify things. Like my discomfort, not the final deciding factor, thankfully.
No,
Ted,
but I feel like I do.
I was going to ask you something about Joe Pavelski, but that can wait for a second. You're right, dude. Watching the game on Sunday is going to be a very bizarre viewing because of watching Brock Purdy's kind of every move to make sure that he's okay on almost every play. And when he gets tackled, oh my God, is he going to get up? Oh, okay, he got up. Okay, good. Okay, why did that throw sail high? Was he not able to put pressure on his toe?
Well, because he looked so uncomfortable against Jacksonville.
Right.
It was immediately apparent. It's like, oh, there's something not right. By the way, I get nervous every single time McCaffrey touches the ball too. Am I alone in that? I can't think that I'm alone.
No, you're not alone, dude. But I think Shanahan's like, okay, how much longer do we have Trent Williams? How much longer do we have George Kittle? How much longer do we have McCaffrey? We're in this window is kind of closing. It's slowly closing, but it is closing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they're just trying to, I don't know, get the most they can. But I'm with you, Ted. This move of Purdy coming back, it's very interesting because also it's not like Mac Jones is not playing well.
Dude, Mac Jones and his nervous giggle, as Matty Barrows called it, it's the best. In interviews, it makes me smile and giggle along with him every time. Like, how do you not like this guy? I love Mac Jones.
No, I agree. Mac Jones has been a godsend. I mean, he got thrown into the Lions and he posted a 5-3 record. I have no complaints about Mac Jones. Hey, last thing for you today, Rames, because we still got a million things we got to do today. One of our great listeners is on the board right now. His name is Pinocchi, and he said, hey, I'll read you the message. He says, since Ted Ramey is also the voice of the Earthquakes, don't forget to give him a special shout out and ask for some thoughts on Wondolowski making the Hall of Fame first ballot. And he was always a great friend of the Murph and Mac show. Wondolowski, he was really good with us many times over the years. So there you go.
Did you ever get a Wando bar? Did you get a Wando bar?
Did I ever get a Wando bar? Dude, my only problem is I don't have enough Wando bars. That's my biggest complaint. I need a new shipment. But Ted, before we let you go, a couple of words on the Quakes and Wondolowski.
Yeah, Wando is, he's a legend. He's Major League Soccer's all-time leading goal scorer. And, right now, because Major League Soccer is a 30-year-old league, roughly, it doesn't carry the same weight with people that probably should, because that record has a good chance of lasting for a while because he was so fit and so consistent, so deep into his career. He just, double-digit goal scoring season after double-digit goal scoring season. And also just the greatest dude, grew up here in the 925, went to De La Salle, then went to Chico, the ultimate underdog story. He started out as a reserve. He wasn't even in Major League Soccer after he was drafted by the Earthquakes. The team goes to Houston. He comes back and breaks out as a star in the league, pretty well established into his 20s when no one is expecting him to, and then just is, a badass until he retires at roughly age 40. So, just a great dude, a great goal scorer, a great representative of not just the Earthquakes, but of the Bay Area and of American soccer overall. He's an ambassador for that overall scene, just because Wando, he's it's one of the great nicknames in the history of sports. One of the great all-time sports trivia things is there was a time when they had 3 W's in his name on the United States men's national team. They just threw in another one for wins, I guess we'll say. But yeah, dude, just such a solid guy and such a nice guy. Very much like you were talking about Celebrini and NHL guys, people, most unassuming superstar. I've heard stories of him, people playing softball, in season with him, where he didn't tell the team and was playing on a beer league softball, and he slides into second. Somebody's like, "Are you Chris Wondolowski?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, man, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Why are you out here? But so Wando's the man. Quakes didn't make the playoffs this year, just on the outside looking in. They've got the best coach in the history of American soccer, Bruce Arena, leading things right now. And I think things are going to be pretty bright for the next season. So I'm very much excited for that. Calling those Earthquakes games is so much fun. PayPal Park, we got to get you guys down together. We got a big bar, so it's an easy sell. But I know you guys got stuff to get to, and I might not be exactly short-winded. So I'll wrap it up with that, guys. But thank you so much for having me on. This is always fun.
We love you, Ted. Everybody support Ted Ramey, NBC Sports Bay Area, Sharks Audio Network, his work with the Earthquakes, as we just talked about. Ted, we love you, buddy. Onward and upward. We'll talk to you again soon, bro.
Love you right back at both of you guys. Take care.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Ted Ramey, everybody, one of the all-time greats in the Bay Area. And as you can see, just a super cool guy. We've always been big fans of Rames, dude. Always. For years. He's another one of the KMBR castaways, part of the KMBR family.
Let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. He's no good.
First thing you got to do is get rid of Ted Ramey. That's good. What do you want to talk about today, guys? Well, we got to find a way to get Ramey out of here. That's number one. And then we'll deal with Paulie Mac, Tony, Brooks, Tolbert, and everybody else one at a time. Let's start with Ramey and we'll work from there. But Ted is the best. And he's great. I got to tell you the truth too, man. I admire guys like Ted and I would say Brian Murphy is like this too. Guys that are so comfortable on TV when they do TV work. I got to tell you the truth, Tony. I've never, ever been comfortable on TV, and that goes to this day. Like the other day, we shot that Kron commercial, right. Dude. I'm squirming like a freaking convict in those things. Like I'm sweating. The lights are shining on me. It's hard. I don't like all that stuff. But anyway, Ted is fantastic. He's so comfortable. He's so at ease. You watch him on pre and post with the Sharks, you'll see what I'm saying.
Totally, 100%, Paul. I know I'm gonna come off looking like a jackass in that Kron commercial, but because the same thing of like that's why I got into radio. If I wanted to be on TV, I would have pursued the TV route of sports media, but I loved radio because there wasn't the visual aspect.
Right.
And now here we are.
You have to do the visual now, though. You have to. You have to present the show with that element, the visual element, or else you're not going anywhere. Like it really will not be acknowledged. So it's just
Ted. He emulates the phrase "bald is beautiful." So I love that he rocks the baldness with pride. And he's a bald brother for life.
Let me ask you a question, Tony. I'm noticing a trend here, and I'm starting to get like a complex about this. Am I less of a friend of yours because I still have some hair?
Definitely.
I feel like you're closer to people without hair, and now I'm starting to get jealous. Like, what can
100%.
I do?
100%. Yeah, you definitely are a notch below. Definitely.
I'm sorry. I know. What can I do to redeem myself? Like, do I have to shave my head? Yes. See, the truth is, though, dude, I'm afraid. I don't ever want to shave my head because I know if I do, it ain't coming back. And the fact that I have any hair on my head at all is like a miracle. So I don't want to disrupt it. You know what I'm saying, Tony? Like, I just don't want to disrupt it.
But it's like, Ted and I and others could have easily tried to hang on to whatever's left, but no, you just get rid of it. And when it's gone, and you rock it proudly, and it's very liberating. And Ted and I have talked about it in the past. It's quite a liberating experience. When you
how old were you when it all started to go? For real? Like, when did it start happening? Like that you were like, I'm losing my hair. Like, when did that start?
I was 22 when it first started to, like, the hairline started to go like a little bit because I shaved my head. And then when it grew back, it started going back and not all thick. It wasn't as thick as it was before. So that's when I was like, oh, my grandmother talked to me about this.
22 is pretty young too. That's a pretty young age. We had a kid in our high school though. Rags, stand up and shout out for Teddy Hoff. We had a guy named Teddy Hoff. Dude, I'm not kidding. My memory serves correct. He started losing his hair in high school, bro. I'm like, this guy's going bald. He's 17. It's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? But I have pangs of jealousy for Tony loving his bald friends more than me. And I don't know what to do about it. I'm having a crisis, existential crisis. Yeah.
Ted Ramey just texted me on the side and says he started thinning when he was 14. So there you go. So,
dude, who knew? All right. Well,
it's just a lot of testosterone, man. It's just, some of us are born with more testosterone than others at an early age. And all of a sudden the hair's gone. But hey, like I have a mug that says, God may only so few perfect heads, the rest he put hair on. So it's ha ha ha. But I don't miss hair at all.
Hey, fair enough. I'm glad we explored that topic today, Tony, because Tony and I, a lot of dynamics to the relationship. Let's do this, T. Let us get ready for our hot and sour picks, and then we can get into the back end, and we'll bring Patty on as our guest music sponsor of the week. I'm actually excited to do this. It's going to be fun. And we're offering this opportunity to any of you guys going forward. If you want to sponsor the music segment, music assignment rather, we can bring you on Fridays and we'll have some fun on the air and dictate the terms to us, whatever you want to do. That's right, Patty. Mikey is a good looking bald guy. Good call. See, and apparently, Tony, the ladies like that. The ladies like the bald dude. So I'm going to take advantage all over the place. Apparently, I'm trying to catch up to y'all. But anyway, Tony, the band is ready. Cue the song. Let's do the hot and sour if you're ready. on, baby.
Tony, do you do more than that? We're hot and sour, all right.
I like it. There we go.
All
There
right.
we go.
Well, Creative Tony, let's do some housekeeping, my friend. If I may, if I can find the notes. Where are my notes? For the love of God. Where'd they go?
Oh, you want me to go first? I'll go
Well,
on
no,
you.
I was trying to update everybody. I believe at this point okay, so we've caught up. I wanted to give everybody our updated numbers. So I am now with having gone 1-1 last week. I
Right.
lost that Tampa Bay game. We are Tony 11-9 on the year, and you have climbed up to 7, and I have you at 7-13 after last week. You went 1-1 as well, so we each went 500 last week. This is the week it's a clean sweep. I can feel it. We're going 4-0 this week. Tony, I want you to begin and do the honors to get this week's hot and sour going. What do you got, buddy?
I'm gonna go right out of the gates, Paulie, and I'm gonna be a homer this week. And I usually don't do this, but I'm taking the Niners -2.5 in Arizona.
Good.
I
like
think
it. Yeah.
I actually think the Niners win by a couple of scores here. They squeaked out a 16-15 win earlier in the year. I feel like the Niners go down there and send a message like, hey, we need to kind of remind everybody what we are capable of. And now that Pearsall is back, Purdy back, although like we were talking about with Ted Ramey, it's a weird feeling having Purdy back. Like I should be more excited than I am, about having Purdy back, because it's just this, it's the I don't know. You just I hope he doesn't play tentative, and I'm sure he won't. But he's also a mobile quarterback, and if he doesn't have his mobility, then it's not going to be good. So I'm assuming he wouldn't come back unless he is able to have his mobility and put pressure on his toe and throw, darts down the seam to Kittle. That's what I want to see. Darts down the seam to Kittle. And I think that the CMC Brian Robinson combo, maybe even, dare we say, get Garendo a carry? Maybe, I don't know. But anyways, and I feel like that the Arizona offense, Brissett is okay. He's not great. He's not horrible. And McBride is a damn good tight end. But other than that, Marvin Harrison out, Zay Jones out. I think Michael Wilson is the number 1 wide receiver for the Cardinals this weekend from the Stanford product. So that, he's not bad, but he's just not great. And so the Niners could really focus on shutting down their running game and McBride. And I think they'll be okay. My only worry is those linebackers of Josh Sweat and Josh Sweat's a linebacker and Calais Campbell too. They have 13 sacks between the two of them, and they're going to be coming, like you said earlier in the show, Paulie. They're going to be coming for Purdy.
Yep.
And so the O-line, they better hold up, man. If there's ever a game for the O-line to really, really make sure they hold up and give Purdy some time, it's this game. And another thing too is the Niners haven't lost consecutive games all season. They've won 3 times after losses so far this year. So I feel like they'll win by at least 3 points, if not 10 or more. So
I love it. I like that pick, actually. I think that's a good pick. And, I also feel like, Tony, for the 49ers, where they are at this point in the season, these are the kind of games you got to win these games now. We're getting into the critical stretch. You have to win these games. Like Stevie B said earlier in the show, they have a pretty winnable stretch of games in front of them. The next 3 or 4 weeks, these are all teams they should be able to handle. And now, I can't say the same for December. Things are going to get a lot tougher. They got to play the Bears. They got to play Seattle again. They have some tough games on the back end. So handle your business now. Win these games, these Arizona Cardinal type games, and try to keep pace with Seattle and Los Angeles. And while you were talking about Purdy, what's funny, Tony? It occurred to me, like, one of the great ironies of this whole Kyle Shanahan era is the NFL. We talk about this all the time, how protected quarterbacks are in the league now. Not just Mahomes, all these guys. They get a lot of protection from the league, from the rules, from the refs. You can't blow guys up the way they used to. Montana would release a ball and get blown up like 2 seconds later, and that was just the way the game was played. But how ironic is it, with all these protections, seems like there are more injuries now than ever before, which is a head scratcher. Like, they're more protected, but they get injured more often. It's crazy. And Shanahan seems to be plagued by that, whether it was Jimmy Garoppolo had a hard time staying on the field. Now it's Brock Purdy. Like, just seems like he's never had a quarterback that can just say, like, yep, I'm good for 16 weeks. Let's go. Like, there's always injury problems, it seems like, with Kyle and his quarterbacks. But I do like to make the traditional phone ring in the middle of the show. That's part of our.
Hasn't happened in a while. We were due for one of those, kind of like we're due
You
for
can always
next week.
mute it. You can always just mute it. I don't know.
It is. Okay, easy soundboard. Come on, let's go.
Still down, by the way. Still down. Yeah.
By the way, Paulie, let me give you some. I just want to give you some numbers here, dude. Trey McBride, he leads the Cardinals with 61 catches.
I told you he's a problem. He's a problem.
He ranked first among NFL tight ends in catches. And gosh darn it,
let's double up. It's a double shot Friday. Yeah.
Turn my phone off. It's my mom calling, of all people. So that's, at least she gets a pass.
No, Mom, all I wanted was a Pepsi. Yeah.
But dude, he ranks first among NFL tight ends in catches and second in yards receiving and TD catches. So he's going to be a problem. They got to make sure that they focus on him. And Brissett hasn't thrown an interception in 144 passes. So they need to. And also the Cardinals are fourth in the NFL in forced fumbles. So let's hang on. Hey, Juwan Jennings, let's tuck the ball in. Okay. Can we?
I don't even want him. I don't even want to see him. You know what I mean? I don't even target Jennings this week. By the way, Phil Dawson making me laugh, dude. Very good. He goes, was that Cron Steve calling? Probably, dude. Or you know what? Hey, probably. Great call, Phil Dawson. Great call. Probably was Cron Steve.
I have a couple disturbing stats though that I want to pass on, Paulie. The Niners have no runs for at least 20 yards in the first 10 games of a season for the first time since 86.
Jesus H, dude. We're going back to who was our running back that? I think it was still Wendell Tyler in 86, I think. Or was that the beginning of the Roger Craig era? I think that was Roger Craig's first.
I think that was Roger Craig. Yeah, I think it was Roger Craig too.
Yeah.
And dude, they have had 290 consecutive carries without a run of 20 or more yards, like since week 18 of last year against Arizona. And they average 94.8 yards rushing a game, and that's the worst through 10 games since 2007 for the Niners. So it's just and they're last in the NFL with only 1 sack per game, 1.2 sacks per game. So
we have not been able to sack the quarterback. We have not been able to force turnovers. The defense has been very dried up this year. No pressure on the QBs. They never take the ball away. And that's got to change. You're not going anywhere in the NFL if you cannot apply pressure to the opposing quarterback. And that goes for Brissett too. You're 100% right, dude. He'll kill you with McBride all day. He doesn't care. He'll give him. He caught 8 or 9 balls last week, which tells me they're not afraid to go to him over and over and over. And why wouldn't you? Nobody can stop it.
And I'm a targets guy, so I was going to look about how many times they target McBride. I'm sure it's a ton. Yeah, dude, this season 61 catches on 88 targets. So they're going to him often. And let's see. Last week, he had 13 targets, 9 catches. The week before that, 9 targets, 5 catches. The week before that, 13 targets, 10 catches. So they're going to go to him a ton. So if they can, lock down Trey McBride, I think they have a good chance of winning the game. And then just O-line, protect Purdy, make holes for McCaffrey and Brian Robinson Jr. And I think that should be fine. And
good pick, Tony. No, it's a good pick. Do you want to go 2 in a row, or do you want to go back and forth?
Go ahead. Go.
All right, well, I'll make this nice and easy, nice and clean, and easy for everybody to digest. You know how I feel about the Kansas City Chiefs. I have my defund the Kansas City Chiefs note right here in front of me. This has been on my laptop all year long since I wrote it the first time, just sitting right here on the keyboard. I look at it constantly during the show. Defund the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, their campaign of misery and SE football will continue this Sunday when there he is. That's your guy, Tony. Look at him with his little hard hat on. He's going up to the Mile High City, taking on the 8-2 Denver Broncos. Tony, think about this, dude. How much joy does it bring you when I tell you the Denver Broncos are 8-2, first place in the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs 5-4. Okay, 2 full freaking games behind them in the loss column. And how great is it that if this continues, the Chiefs are shaping up to be a wild card team, Holmes, a freaking wild card team.
No. We asked Santa, Paulie. It's on our Christmas list. We're already asking Santa. They're not going to make the playoffs at all.
Oh my God! Oh, freaking amazing that would be, dude. I'll tell you what. If the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, we're all going out drinking, and I'm buying the first round. I'm not kidding. Well, Tony, you pick the maybe we go up to Trader Sam's. Keep it real. We'll go out to the
Scorpio Bowls. Scorpio Bowls for everybody.
Everybody grab a straw. Let's go. We're going to suck that bad boy down, and it's on Paulie Mack. That's if the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, which is on the freaking table. And let me tell you what's going on. I like the Denver Broncos in this game for so many reasons. First of all, Denver has not lost at home. They are a first-place team. They are feeling it right now. By the way, did you guys see Dre Greenlaw last week? Dude, it's kind of breaking my heart. He's flying around the field making plays. He looks like Greenlaw again. Coming off, you talked about where's Brandon Ayuk, dude. Where is he? Trying to rehab that injury, dude. Greenlaw's back on the field already, and he's starting to look really good again. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win this game. I think, and now the spread, by the way, you ready for this, Tony? The Denver Broncos are underdogs at home against the Muppet Show. What the hell? So I'm going to take 3.5 points. I'm riding high with the Broncos, and dude, if the Chiefs lose this game, Tony, they'll be 5-5. Oh my God! Oh, please, Santa Claus, please, please, please. So anyway, I'm going to take the Denver Broncos. I actually feel like they're just going to win this game flat out. I know the Chiefs are coming off a bye. Stevie B likes to rattle my cage and tell me and remind me that the walrus, Andy Reid, who's half the time trying to sell me Skechers, instead of working on game plans, he's selling me shoes every time I turn around, or hot wings or some mess. And he's 22-4 coming off a bye. We're going to make that 22-5, Stevie B. We're about to update that loss column. 22-5 coming off a bye after Denver kicks their ass at Mile High Stadium. And I know I'm still calling it Mile High. I don't care. So, Tony, there it is. That's my first pick of the week. Denver over the Chiefs, and I'm taking 3.5 points in the process.
Nice. I did. You know what? I'm all for it. Let's go and defund the Chiefs. Don't make the playoffs, Chiefs. Let's go. I mean, I'm all for it. And I told you, I especially rooting for the Broncos now that Greenlaw and Hufanga are up there. So, and Hufanga, if you have to take a 15, or Greenlaw, if you have to take a 15, take a 15. If you have to.
I'll pay the fine myself. We'll do a GoFundMe drive. We can have all the PMPers drum up some money. I'll pay Greenlaw's fine. Greenlaw, bury a helmet in that kid's chest, right in his chest, dude. Rattle that guy. Rattle the Muppet. Let him know it's NFL football. This ain't powder puff. This ain't flag football. It ain't two-hand touch. Blow his ass up if he starts dancing around the sideline. Blow him up. Anyway. Go ahead, Tony. Yeah, I want yard sale, bro. I want helmets and gloves. I want stuff flying in every direction. Go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
And also, by the way, I want to say, Patty from Napa waiting in the wings in the green room. Thank you, Patty. Enjoy all the delectables we left for you.
We're moments away. Moments away. Yeah.
Come to you shortly for the musical assignment. But Paulie, my next pick is more heart than brains here.
Shout out Ann and Nancy Wilson and the Heart girls up in Seattle. Barracuda, Tony. Barracuda.
Cameron Crowe's better half.
You're damn right. Shout out Magic Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about Nancy Wilson in the was it a Corvette in Fast
Something like that. Yeah, I think it's convertible Corvette. Yeah.
Just Cameron Crowe saying, "Oh, I'll put you in my movie." Sure, let's go.
I'll put you in my movie, and then maybe I'll marry you right after we're done filming, which you did. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks on the road plus 3.5 at SoFi.
Wow, nice. That's a great game. What's the spread again?
3.5. The Seahawks are getting 3.5, and I think the Seahawks can win the game outright.
Yeah,
I will say it's going to be, two just red hot teams that are playing great football going up against each other, where turnovers are going to be, or special teams, or something weird is going to be a deciding factor. Because if you look at the stats, man, they're just, Stafford has thrown 1,688 yards with 20 touchdowns and no picks in the last 6 games.
He's off his ass right now. Stafford is playing at an incredibly high level. We saw it last week up close, 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. But guess there's one quarterback who's playing just a little bit better than Stafford. And that's slinging Sammy Darnold.
Yeah,
right?
What a story. I'm so happy for that kid, man. Even though I don't like the Seahawks, I'm happy for Sam Darnold. I really am. What a great survival story he's had.
And it's interesting too, because the Seahawks ran for 198 yards last week when they,
and they'll take the ball away, dude. The Seahawks defense will take that ball from you. They force turnovers, man.
Right. Well, what's his name? DeMarcus Lawrence had 2 fumbles for TDs last week. So, but I'm saying that they ran for 198 yards against the Cardinals. They're not going to do that against the Rams, because the Rams have yet to. I think they have yet to allow a 100-yard rusher this season. I think that's the stat. And it's gonna force Darnold to pass. And dude, Jackson Smith and Jigba leads the NFL with 1,041 receiving yards. So I think he is going to be a factor. And the Rams, I don't know if they're gonna be able to shut him down. And the connection that Darnold and Smith and Jigba are having right now this season.
Right.
And also, if you want to talk about vibe, there's going to be a bad vibe at SoFi because the Rams are debuting their quote midnight mode alternate uniforms this Sunday that are like almost like midnight blue.
Right.
So there's just a bad vibe right
Come on,
there.
guys, put on your midnight blue ones. We're going midnight blue today, guys. Come on, let's go.
With the little elf running around in the end zone again. Any chance you can find that picture of McVay in the end zone again, dancing around with his guys? Any chance you can find that, T? I would love to get that visual.
Oh, I'll find it. But so Robot Center, I see you on the chat saying the Rams are the best run defense in the NFL. I totally agree. I mean, not agree. I know what you're saying. They do have the best run defense, but I feel like if they can get the passing game going and then get the play action going, they're not going to be able to defend both. So if you're going to try and stop the run, Kenneth Walker, who's a stud in his own right, then you got Smith and Jigba as well. So it's gonna be a shootout. But I think not only can the Seahawks cover the 3.5, but I think they can win the game.
I love Tony. I love you going right into the belly of the beast. That's a great matchup right there. It's essentially a playoff preview. Also, shout out to our guy, Chris Robertson. Welcome to the show, Chris Robertson. He goes, the Bayside Broncos, 14 and under, need some particles. I'm sprinkling right now, dude. I just took the Broncos to beat the Muppets, which are the Kansas code name for the Kansas City Chiefs. So you're all set, Chris Robertson. You're all set. Particles are sprinkled on your 14 and under Broncos. Go get them, coach. Hey, Tony, also, I got to tell you that hearing you talk about the Rams and the Seahawks is starting to stir me up, man, because this is when NFL football starts getting really good. There are a lot of great matchups. We're in mid-November now. You have a feel for who's going where, who's not going anywhere. How about this game, too? Just other great matchups this weekend. How about the Buccaneers going up to Buffalo? Both of those teams need to win badly. So that's going to be a dogfight. Then you got the Sunday night game, which let me just make sure. Yeah, dude, how about this one? Lions at Philly. Dude, that's another great game right there. With the Lions getting 2.5 points, both those teams really need to win. Rags, I thought about taking your Cowboys, actually. I was thinking about taking your Cowboys in my other pick over the Raiders, but the truth of the matter is, dude, I don't trust either team. I don't know what to expect from either of these teams. I think the Cowboys should win the game. They got too much offense for the Raiders, but you never know, dude. I can see the Raiders doing some Raider-esque and like somehow like suddenly playing well on Monday Night Football. You know what I mean?
Maybe because we had Amy Trask as a guest this week.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Amy's out there, the Princess of Darkness. I got to mind my P's and Q's. All right, so I'm going to avoid that game, but I thought about taking your Cowboys instead. Tony, how do you feel about me going over to Spain? Okay, I finally because that's where I'm headed. I'm going to Spain because the NFL, we're now dropping anchor in Spain. I actually thought this game was in London. I was talking to Tony before the game. I was like, hey, Tony, I think I'm going to take one of these London games for the first time. He's like, what are you talking about? I go, yeah, Commanders, Dolphins in London. He goes, no, dude, it's not in London. It's in freaking Spain. I can't keep up anymore. Where are we going next? Austria? You know what I mean? Yeah. The NFL coming at you live from the Soviet Union. You know what I mean? I don't know what's next, but
dude, give me a Tokyo Bowl with Doug in Japan doing the coin toss or something. You know what I mean? Come on, let's go. Get the NFL to Tokyo now.
Dude, with Doug in Japan doing with that little visor he wears, dude, doing the coin toss for no reason. He's our Japanese affiliate. All right, Tony, here's what's going on. This is a game no one's going to see, okay? For starters, you'll be sleeping, I'll be sleeping, because I think kickoff is like 6 a.m. Have you been? It's actually a great time to take a little litmus test here. Have you been up for any of the Europe games this year, the London games? They played one in Germany, I think Berlin or something like that. Have you been up and seen any of these games?
Not maybe the second, like the end or the second half, you know, like not never the kickoff or never the beginning.
What time are your kids waking up these days? Because that determines when dad has to wake up. So are they sleeping in at all? They're getting a little bigger?
Oh, my son is up at the crack because he wants to jump on PlayStation 5 because he's only allowed to play on the weekends, and so he knows his buddies play as well.
I gotta get up early. I could go game. I got to go to the back and game. I got to get up early. Yeah.
My daughter, she's like me, man, and she can sleep until noon if she wanted to.
Boy,
So
the
could
vibes coming off that kid couldn't be any stronger. I'm telling you that this is the year of Olivia. It really is. I feel it. I feel it up here in the North Bay. Big Olivia Ryan fan. Big fan. And by the way, don't even get me going. I'm just saying anybody who thinks they're going to get near that kid is going to go through me and then you. So it's going to be like a double shot of protection. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Spain. Let me go back to Spain. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Back to Spain we go. We got 2, 3, and 7 teams playing. You got the Commanders. You got the Dolphins. The Commanders are getting 2.5 points. I actually don't think that matters at all. Tony, how do you feel about this? I never thought it would come to this. I'm riding with the capri pants. I really am. I'm going to ride with Mikey McDaniel standing on his booster seat in the locker room addressing the team. Hey, there were good times to come back to Miami. They had a big win. They're born again hard. They pummeled Tony's Bills last week, or I should say Dr. Young's Bills. They threw the Bills a beating last week, which just goes to show you there's something there in Miami. I know they've had a million injuries. I know that 2 is a huge question mark. I just feel like the Commanders, I think that was the death blow last week. Losing Jaden Daniels again, you hate to see that, but I think it's over. I think the Commanders are just going to kind of let go of the steering wheel. And I think the Dolphins do have a little bit of momentum after beating Buffalo. They realize, hey, we can win in this league. We can win a couple of games. And you got a Commanders team limping in, once again, Tony, to Spain. So I'm going to ride with the fish on this one. I'm going to give the 2.5. It's a vibe thing. Nothing really more than that. I just think the Dolphins are going to ride the momentum. And I don't think the Commanders have anything left. I just don't, with respect. So I'll take the Dolphins given the 2.5, and the hot and sour picks are in the books. That's it.
Beautiful. Well, they're not in the books until I have to thank Pine Needle for sending this in to pollyspod@gmail.com. The hot and sour picks are not over until we show.
Okay, thank you. Here we go.
Yeah, come on, guys. Good one.
Yeah.
Here we go. Touchdown, Tyler Higbee. There he is in the end zone. Hey, jumping around.
Hey. Dude. Look at him. Skipping. Rewind that again. The skips, dude. The skips. Yeah. Who does? Look at him.
Sorry.
Like, I don't know, man.
I can watch that all freaking day, dude.
Did you realize that?
Look at how, dude, that's a penalty flag. That's a penalty flag, by the way. The coach cannot be in the end zone. Dude. Oh, God. Helmet tap. Oh, God.
He's running around in the end zone. Yeah.
Sorry, ref. Just got
Sorry,
I got that. Too much gel. By the way, they're up 16-0 in this game. They're kicking our ass right here.
Oh, I know.
I know. I see him. I know. He's like a little elf out there. But that little elf, dude, he wins ball games. I got respect for that guy. I got fear. I got appropriate fear and respect.
Maybe instead of elf on the shelf this holiday season, it's McVay on the shelf, dude.
Holy smokes, dude. Dom, get to work, bro. Give me that. Let's get the prototype going. Dude, McVay on a shelf and a little Santa cap. Dude, I'd buy one. I would actually buy one of those. Put McVay in a little Santa suit with a cap and just stash him all around the house. All right, kids, where's McVay tonight? Where is he? I found him, Dad. I found him. You know what I mean? He's over here by the cereal or whatever. Yeah. All right, dude. McVay on a shelf. I'm in.
Pine Needle. Thank you for sending that in, brother. Thank you. pollyspod@gmail.com if you ever want to email.
Bro, here we go.
To the show.
Everybody wants a piece of this. I got Aaron Cask, McVay on a tray. I got Arkansas Dave, McVay on a bidet. You know what I mean? Tom Peralta, remind me next week, Paulie. Okay, I will. Let's get the McVay on the shelf going, dude. We can mess with that at the Christmas party. We'll have a good time.
Oh, dude, Escobar as a super McVay in a sleigh.
Come on, guys. On a 1-horse open sleigh. Come on, guys.
Yeah, whipping. Dude, he's whipping. Yeah, whipping the deer. Yeah. Come on, guys. They're going down the hill. Big bag of presents in the back.
Here's one for you. You big good boys.
He's just throwing gifts. Yeah.
I got candy canes. I got everything.
Oh, my God, dude. That was good.
Like the eyes bugging out of his head, too.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Dude, dancing around with Santa. Holy smokes, that was funny, brother.
Oh, okay.
Let me regroup. I got to regroup.
Yeah, Paulie, I think let's do this real quick before we say hello to Patty. We got to give some love to Neil Donardi and Longbridge Pizza.
You read my mind, dude. I'm holding the script in my hand, 100%. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because we love Neil and we love Andrew and we love Andre and we love Steven and Gabino, all those guys at Longbridge Pizza. That it's all about the vibe tribe, Paulie. It's all about the good pizza. It's about the good beers. It's about the good people, and it's the environment that Neil and Andrew have created. And Neil, literally, it's his daily freaking mission, man, to just do something good for somebody else. It's amazing. The guy is just an incredible human being, and he's made a business out of it with incredible food and an incredible what he calls the vibe tribe. So I just want to congratulate Neil, and I also want to thank Neil for being a partner of Polymax Particles. And then also just remember Tuesdays, the Smack Stack and the chopped cheese, thank you. And then the Gabagool and the chicken parm on Wednesdays, and the Detroit style pizzas. And you can get the Polymax Particles pie in Detroit style on Thursdays. Longbridgepizza.com is where you want to make your order or go in. And if there's any events, the Warriors are not the Warriors are playing the Spurs again today.
Yeah.
And they're not back to Chase Center until a week from today. So when the Warriors come back, get to a Warriors game, get to Longbridge before or after the game.
I would say this though, Tony, you could still go to Longbridge and watch the Warriors on the road. Like you could still go in there and just hang out. And I hate to keep going back to it, but dude, we touched the nerve here, Tony, because now I got Lily Merchant and Rags talking about McVeigh gnomes, dude. McVeigh gnomes on the lawn. Yeah, guys, like dude, just like the little McVeigh gnome on the freaking lawn. Yes, with a little beard. I grew a beard, guys. Grew a beard. We'll come up. Maybe Neil can create like a McVeigh pie. You know what I mean? Some kind of McVeigh pizza. What's on that? Extra gel for everybody. You know what I mean? You get a little bottle of hair gel if you order the pizza. All right. I'll just kind of second what Tony was saying. We love Neil Donardi, Andre, Steven, all you guys, man. Andrew. It's a great family of people they have down there, and we're very proud to be part of that family now. Great partners all year long for us. I mean, I'm getting sentimental now, Tony. Now that we're wrapping up the first year, I think about Neil. I think about Los D. I think about Dom, all these people that have helped us, Dr. Young. And it's very humbling. And we're so proud and happy that you guys have been with us all year long. And we're going on, man. This thing is good. Yep. I'm telling you right now, year 2 for Polymax Particles is going to be big. I can feel it. I really can. It's going to be big for us. It's going to be big for the audience. We'll do more get-togethers. And Neil Donardi is at the center of all of it. His generosity, his vision.
Sorry to interrupt, dude. Aaron Kask says we should get some lamb meat on that Sean McVeigh pie for the lambs. That's a great call, Aaron Kask.
It's so funny how McVeigh is now like we're giving new jobs to everybody. All right, invent the pizza. Dom, you get me a gnome. I need somebody to build me an elf. You know what I mean? Like we got all this McVeigh themed stuff happening right now. Well, why not? I think the 2 official mascots for the Polymax Particle Show are Sasquatch and Coach McVeigh. They've become like the 2 unofficial mascots.
Hey, Paulie, I also want to say, speaking of Longbridge and speaking of Neil, the holiday frolic that we're doing at Standard Deviant at Pier 70, which everybody needs to come to on December 5th, starting at 4 p.m. Standard Deviant Pier 70 on Maryland Street, right there, 1 block east of Longbridge Pizza. But this was all Neil Donardi's idea. He says, I have a great idea. I think this might work for the holiday party, for the holiday frolic. And then Neil is going to set up his mobile unit, the tent and the ovens and everything right outside Standard Deviant, and he's going to be slinging pies for about 6 hours. So like it's going to be a great hang at Standard Deviant, and this is all Neil Donardi's brainchild. So thank you very much, Neil, for even coming up with the idea. Thank you to Standard Deviant for having us. And it's going to be a great day, December 5th, out on Pier 70. So come join us, please.
Thank you. And final word on Longbridge is, listen, if you're hanging out this weekend, because it's kind of a rainy day again, we be getting the rains now. It's that time of year. If you're, just strapped in tomorrow on the couch watching college ball, some really good games, dude. Oklahoma at Alabama. I'm excited for that game. Call Longbridge and place an order. They do deliver to specific areas in the city, but Neil, the only thing Neil's ever asked for, which kind of tells you how great of a guy he is, he has like 0 complaints, 0 requests, but the one thing he asked, he goes, if you place an order to go for delivery, please do it on his website. So go to longbridgepizza.com and place your delivery orders, and he will take care of you that way. Thank you, Longbridge Pizza. Tony, I didn't realize how late it was, bro. I seriously, I lost track of the time.
Patty has been such a champion. And by the way, Escobar Cheeks III is asking, do we just show up or do we need to RSVP? Dude, Escobar Cheeks, just show up.
That's it.
Show up and we're going to read. We're going to be fun. We're going to have walks down the block. We're going to have hangs inside Standard Deviant. We're going to do lots of things. And by the way, effing 901, love you for this. Fact checked, effing 901 says it's officially 2 blocks from Standard Deviant. Longbridge is officially 2 blocks from Standard Deviant. But those on the peninsula, you can join me on Caltrain, and then we'll walk from 22nd Street Caltrain to standard deviant. If it's 7 minutes to Longbridge, it's probably 11 minutes to standard deviant. We'll have a nice walk. We'll have a nice stroll. So.
Shout out to the Grateful Dead, Tony, the 11. Okay,
Yeah.
just the 11. By
Shout
the way,
out
do
to-
you know
Well,
why that song is? Do you know why that song is called the 11?
You've told me this before, and I forget.
It's wild because it's in the time signature is in 11. So it's
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2. It's crazy, dude. It breaks your ankles trying to dance to that one. Want to say that
shout out to 11 on Stranger Things, and their final season of Stranger Things begins on November 26th. Probably, I don't know if you're in Stranger Things. If you haven't watched it, you should probably start because it's a great. Well,
let me get through morning show first. I'm too deep right now with Reese Witherspoon, and I got Billy Crudup going nuts. So let me get through that first. Look at Scarlet Fire. She knows it's written in 11:10 time. Oh, that's right, girl. Me and you, Bonnie. We got and yes, Escobar. We're gonna frolic, dude. We're gonna frolic on 3rd Street. We're gonna frolic at Standard Deviant. We're gonna frolic all over the place. Okay. Final moments of the show. Sorry it's been so long today. We didn't mean to go this long, but it's a music assignment, and I'm going to let everybody go. Have a great weekend. But this is the first time we've tried this. We are trying to find different ways that you guys can support the show, be a part of the show, interact with you guys. So we had this idea. Let's offer up guest sponsorships for the music assignment. We'll do it every week. Whoever wants to host it, the floor is yours. This week, the one and only, the legendary, the Hall of Famer that she is, Patty from Napa. She's as OG as it gets. She stepped in. She's sponsoring the music assignment. So, Tony, let's bring her in for the final segment of the show today.
I'm going to bring her in after.
Peep this, particle heads. PMP's weekly musical assignment begins now, right now.
By the way, it's Shannon Kaler on the vocals right there for the Stone Foxes, and his baby girl just had a birthday. So happy birthday to little Clementine Kaler. So just want to wish Clementine Kaler happy birthday as we say hello.
Yeah.
To Patty.
Hey there.
Patty Napa.
How are you doing today, Patty? How you doing, kid?
Thanks for the M&Ms.
You're so welcome. We like to keep the green room stocked with all of your favorites. Now, by the way, Patty from Napa, one of our great supporters. She's become a great friend of ours over the years. Do I spy that you're actually wearing an Eagles shirt today? Is that what? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
You know, I'm not we're not at home. We're at the Havasu pad, and so I don't have my background of Eagles crap. So, stuff. So, I had to improvise. But I did want to also show you, as you were speaking of heart.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah. What is that? A Heart concert poster? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a few years back. I don't know. See, we tried to modernize this place because it was looking like, 1994 called, and it wants its desert chic back. So
I'll tell you something about Heart real quick, too. Not that you need this. I know a lot of people already know this, but they're totally underrated. Tony, the guys in Alice in Chains, they love Heart. Those dudes like Cantrell, they love the Heart girls. Yeah. And Heart probably, I'm going to say this, I think they probably play Led Zeppelin material better than any band out there. Dude, they cover Stairway to Heaven, they cover rock and roll, and they sound amazing when they play Led Zeppelin. So they have all my respect, Patty. I'm a Heart fan. True and true.
It's true. They're great. They are.
I got to say, Patty, you're like an Eagles all-star too. How many times have you seen them at the Sphere? No.
Well, they played there, I think, 52 times, and I've probably seen them half that. So
holy smokes.
That's incredible.
I have issues.
So do I. You listen, you're talking to a lunatic here. I'm at every Grateful Dead event I can get my hands on. Which has been the best run of the Sphere? Like this year, last year? What was the best show you saw the Eagles do at the Sphere? Like when did it happen?
Well, they just added Henley's The End of the Innocents, which is one of my favorite songs.
Nice.
I think in September. So last week we were there. And so that was pretty awesome for me to hear that. So, and plus I saw Jackson Brown, a couple nights before. We had a good time. It was
great, Patty.
So for that, but they have January, February, March coming up, and then they're done all of next year at the Sphere because the Sphere is loaded up. So
yeah,
I think Fish is going back to the Sphere in next spring, which is
are they? Oh,
yeah. So they're going to piggyback off. They're going to ride the coattails of the Eagles. So
well, Patty has joined us today, and Tony, if you could show Patty the fan mail here. Escobar Cheeks III is very happy that you're the guest sponsor this week. Escobar Cheeks III, checking it. There you go, Patty. Hey, with the kisses. We all love Patty from Napa. And Patty said, listen, I want to host the musical assignment. And she was very generous to sponsor the show or the segment. And she said, this is all she's asking, Tony. She goes, submit your favorite Eagle song and or your favorite Joe Walsh song. And that could be a Joe Walsh solo song. It could be a Joe Walsh James Gang. Could be Joe Walsh with the Eagles, whatever you want to do. Now, Patty, since you are the guest host, I'm going to let you go first. You set the tone here and tell us about the tracks you've selected, and I will add them to the P&P playlist 25 on Spotify as we go here. So what do you got for us, Patty?
So my favorite Eagles song of all time is called The Last Resort. It's on Hotel California. It's also my friend Joan. She's one of the gals that travels to the shows. She might be listening, just not chatting.
Nice. Right on.
And from Henley, it'll be The End of the Innocents, or one that nobody's ever heard of called Land of the Living. You'll never have heard of that unless you are a deep Henley fan. And for Joe Walsh, it's got to be All Night Long.
Nice on, Patty. Now, Patty, will they play The Last Resort live? Will they?
When they did the Hotel California tour a few years back, this is before they started the Long Goodbye tour.
Yeah.
What they did was really cool. They had, in fact, they were at the Shark Tank. They played the album front and back, and they had this guy come out, in this big, it was very dramatic, and they played it from front to back. And then after that, they played the songs that weren't on Hotel California, but no, you won't hear it. I wish they'd add like in March, because supposedly again, March is their last 2026 shows there. A bunch of us want them to add the long run because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Patty, your fan mail is, I can't keep up with it. It's coming fast and furious. We got Patrick Patton. Hey, Patty, what's up? Looking good. Pine Needle. My Maserati does 185.
It does.
It does. Robot Centaur. I visited Hotel California down in Baja. You came with a good assignment today, Patty. People are responding to this. So, Tony, how about this? I'm going to go, and then you wrap it up today, T. How's that sound?
Sure.
Okay.
And I've also got some people that have emailed in the last few minutes. I've got some good ones, Paulie, so I can get those in as well too. So
good. Okay, cool. I'm going to start with my Joe Walsh song, Patty, because I do love Joe Walsh, and a couple of comments on Joe Walsh real quick, just to his bona fides, because I don't know if people realize how great he's kind of like a Tommy Lee figure to me, in that people recognize his personality, I think, before they recognize how great of a guitar player he is and how great of a musician he is. Because in the 70s, when he was partying and having a good time, he became kind of legendary. He used to hang out with Keith Moon. They used to trash hotel rooms, all that kind of stuff. And but when you really talk about his music, this to me says more than anything. Bob Dylan. Okay, when you're talking about Bob Dylan, probably the greatest songwriter of all time. Somebody asked Bob Dylan in a Rolling Stone article 10 years ago or so. He's doing an interview, and the guy goes, "So Bob, you're this renowned songwriter. What's your favorite song of all time?" You ready for this? You know what he said? Bob Dylan said, "My favorite song of all time is Pretty Maids All in a Row," which is that's not a hit or anything, but it's a Joe Walsh song on Hotel California. And I always got a kick out of that. If Bob Dylan says you've written his favorite song, you're doing something right. And Pete Townsend of The Who, also a monster Joe Walsh fan. He had Joe Walsh open for The Who a bunch back in the 70s. So I'm going to start with this one. This is like my best of Joe Walsh record, which I recommend everybody get a copy of. It's amazing. All the stuff is on here. Funk 49, Walk Away, Rocky Mountain Way. But you know what my favorite is, Patty? And I'm putting this one on the playlist, is Turn to Stone.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, heavy as hell. The guitar riff is heavy, and it's a great Joe Walsh vocal. So I'm going Turn to Stone from Joe. And then for the Eagles, let me get this bad boy up here. This is my Eagles, Patty. I got the volume 1 and 2 collection of the greatest hits, which has a lot of their greatest stuff. For whatever the reason, I don't know. There's something happens to me when I hear this song. I want to have a stiff drink, and then I just start weeping instantly. But I love this song, Take It to the Limit. Always have. So I'm going Take It to the Limit and Turn to Stone. All right, Tony. Yes.
Hey, Patty, is Joan in New York by any chance?
Yes, that's Joan.
Okay. So that's her on the chat.
She lives in Jersey, right?
There's a JES in NY says I'm listening. Is that Joan right there?
That is, yes.
We should introduce Joan to Rags. They can have a little Jersey powwow and watch the show together. We got a couple of Garden Staters going here. I love it.
Nice. That's fantastic. Hey, Paulie, great choices. Patty, great choices also. I'm going to go Joe Walsh first song, and then I'll go Eagles as well. First, for Joe Walsh, I love the James Gang. And actually, Andrea Fox was our promotions director at KBR, and her dad was the drummer for James Gang. And
how crazy is that?
She kind of dropped that on us, like in like passing, like it was, oh yeah, my dad was the drummer James Gang. I'm like, James Gang. I'm like, wait, well, hold.
Yeah, what? Now I got like 8 million questions I got to ask you in the kitchen. Yeah, it worked. Right.
Okay, what did you just say? Okay, that's a really, because I love the James Gang. So, anyways, I'm gonna go. There's the very famous popular Funk 49. I'm not going to take Funk 49. I'm going to take Funk 48. Funk number 48.
Okay, look at you.
Your album. If you don't know it, you should probably dive in and check it out. The people listening, if they don't know Funk 48, most people know Funk 49. Check out Funk 48. The guitar, the rhythm section, it's the vocal. It's just it's a wonderful piece of music. And then for the Eagles, Paulie, by the way, I just have volume 1. So I'll just do volume
that's
1.
A good start. You're doing pretty good. Everything on there rules. Yeah.
But I love the tune Peaceful, Easy Feeling.
Nice.
And that just the title alone just gives you a good vibe. And, you know, I was listening to this record earlier this morning and it just makes you feel good. And I'm going Peaceful, Easy Feeling. And I know it's, you know, it's right down Broadway as far as the Eagles go. But I there's certain songs that I go to when I need to just kind of chill out, and that's one of them. And I'm sure they play that live. Yeah, Patty?
They do. And so Jack Tempchin, I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong, actually wrote that, and Glenn sang it, and now his son Deacon sings it.
Nice.
And so if you want to like get a good cry, and I just started wearing contacts, as you know, as I told you a while back. And it's so hard for me at those concerts not to cry because I don't want him to fall out. But he sings it and he does a great job, and he's really coming into his own. So, but
right on.
Tony, what was it like? Don't feel bad about crying at concerts. I do it all the time, especially like if I'm at a Bruce show. Forget it. It's only a matter of time before I'll be in tears. Tony, last time you cried at a concert, go.
Ooh, God, good question, man. When Claypool did Pink Floyd's Animals, I had a moment during like what I love Gilmore's guitar work in that album, and they nailed it. So that was one. Also, when I saw Fish play at Coventry, Vermont, and we knew it was gonna be the last show for a while, and ended up being kind of a train wreck because the weather, that rained, and it was like a swamp. And anyways, that was emotional. And and then I teared up when Bruce was doing "I'll See You in My Dreams," when it was just him on the mic with his acoustic guitar in Oakland, and I wanted to run down and get a hug from Joe Lacob because I was tearing up.
One clarification: it was in Chase Center. No, that wasn't in Oakland.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah.
Chase Center. Sorry, my head's still in Oakland, but at Chase Center, and that really got me.
Yeah,
that song just is an incredible tune. Bruce, nice touch by Bruce to come out just by himself.
Yeah, what an incredible song. It's hard not to get emotional when you hear that song. I cried at the Bruce show too. And Bonnie, Scarlet Fire, I'll have you know, I was uncontrollably crying at Madison Square Garden 10/14/94 during Scarlet Fire. It was like a 30+ minute version of Scarlet Fire. I couldn't believe it. It overwhelmed me. You know what I mean, Tony? Just overwhelmed me. It was about, this is as good as it gets. This is as good as it all gets. So thank you, Scarlet Fire. Thank you, Bruce Springsteen. And thank you, Patty from Napa. We love you so much, Patty. Thank you for being such a great friend of the show, for helping us behind the scenes now. Patty's become part of our team. So you did a great job. You look great. Wear those contacts. Do your thing. Have a great weekend. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do to honor Patty today. When I go downstairs and make my lunch, I'm going to spin some Eagles right now. I'm going to put in your name, Patty. I'll be spinning Eagles within the next 5 minutes. So I want to say thank you, and let's get your final words before we say goodbye for the weekend, Patty.
Hey, just have a great one. And I made a pumpkin pie this morning.
Nice.
So that's, I don't know, just for information. Mikey's laughing in the other room. he doesn't want to make an appearance.
That's okay.
What else can I say? I don't know. Just have a great weekend, and we'll be back in Napa at the end of next week. Can't wait for the holiday frolic. It'll be fun. And Joan lives in New York now, not in New Jersey. So sorry. Anyway,
right there, close
and
enough.
love to my niece Jeanette and my grandnephew Sean. They're on. They're quiet. I got a shy family. I'm the only big mouth, and my sister who can't seem to type in the chat, but she's here. So
nice.
Well, good.
Bring the family to the mix, Patty. Also, on the way out, Paulie, I want to give this some love too. We have Escobar just says all I gotta say is Hotel California. He's going right down Broadway. He says Hotel California, Escobar Cheeks, Hotel California. We also have Miriam says favorite Eagles song is How Long. That's from Miriam. Yeah.
Written by J.D. Souther, by the way.
Nice.
Originally performed by J.D. Souther.
Nice.
Bill, aka Sweet Mad Hatter in Central Oregon, says Joe Walsh's Funk 49. That's his choice, right?
Hell
so
yeah.
thank you, Sweet Mad Hatter. Enjoy the leg bong over the weekend. Marky Graves says A Life of Illusion by Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
Great
Right?
song. Great song. Yes.
Yes. And then we've got Rags checking in on email. He says, the story of my football life these days, Wasted Time. That's his favorite Eagles song.
Good one, Rags. I know Rags. Actually, you know what I remember about Rags too? Rags is always a big fan of Joe Walsh, In the City. I know Rags always loved that one, and I do too. In the City rules. Yeah.
I recorded it for you. I just, for some reason, I can't send the videos from my phone. I don't know what the heck.
All good, Patty. Don't stress.
Okay.
No problem.
And then Paulie, a couple more, and Patty, a couple more. Noemi checking in saying favorite Eagles song one of these nights. She says she just loves a good falsetto.
Yep.
And she says one of these nights is her jam. And then Greg Trela, he checks in and he says that it's got to be Life in the Fast Lane. So Life in the Fast Lane from Greg Trela. And that wraps it up for the musical assignment. And then finally, Paulie and Patty, you can stay on the show for this because Fareed, aka Robot Centaur, has done something for us real quickly, and he just sent it to pollyspot@gmail.com.
Okay.
This is for everybody to enjoy.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm talking about. I need this. I gotta have one. I want a McVay on a tray, man, for the holiday season. Dude, look at him. This is what he should be doing. Forget about coaching. He should be sitting on shelves dressed up as an elf, dude. That's it.
Yeah, that's right, guys. I'm an elf. Check me out. Yeah.
You know,
Happy holidays.
look,
If I'm the Rams PR department, I'm on this immediately.
Oh,
I'd be
dude.
making a Sean on the shelf, right?
yeah, McVay on a tray, McVay on a bidet, whatever it's got to be. But this is too good. We'll go deeper into this next week.
Yes.
And thank you, Patty. Thank you, Ted Ramey. Thank you, Amy Trask. We had a really fun week here. And Tony, I'm going to let you do your magic and take us home. Pull those levers, kid.
Here we go.
Business hours are over, baby. It's business. It's business time.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you again, Patty. Have a great weekend, everybody. Aaron Cass, Pine Needle, Monica Lopez, Rags, Noemi, Badges, Leg Bong, Sweet Matt Hatter, Stevie B, Follower 795, on and on and on it goes. Arkansas Dave, all you guys. We love you guys. Ray Goodman, everybody. Scarlet Fire. She can't stop laughing. Me neither. Everybody be cool. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. We'll see everybody right back here on Polymath Particles Monday at high noon. Cheers, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you again, Patty. Loved
Thank
having
you.
you as a musical
It was fun.
assignment. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Love ya.
Cheers.
Bye.